Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. We are happy to host you today. I hope everyone is okay. So let me share my screen with you. Then we will start our last webinar with Intel Certified series. So good evening again for the newcomers. Today we're gonna talk about how AI can simplify our daily task, daily operations as teachers. So we have a quite engaging agenda today. So let's start explaining our agenda of today. So we're going to talk about the role of AI in our daily task and how we can positively improve its integration into our daily work routines as teachers. So then we will have two important keynote speakers, Emmanuel from Intel Education and Alex from Sherborne Area School. So I'm really happy to host them today, and we will share our knowledge on this topic. So please let me introduce myself first. My name is Ebru Karayalçınar. I work as an educational content developer at Twin Science and Robotics. And my academic journey has been devoted to the field of education technology with a special focus on generative AI for education and to integration to the classroom. So maybe we can start, before hosting our guest, we can start with a Microsoft study that is made in 2023 in November. So according to the Microsoft study, AI is used differently, as you can imagine, by educators and students. So educators primarily use AI to create lesson plans, brainstorm ideas, and also simplify context, complex topics. So, but students use AI to summarize information, start and brainstorm assignment, and also get quick answers for their needs. So this shows us also that AI supports different needs as educators, and we want to enhance our instructional designs while students can get help with understanding and completing their tasks. So effective AI integration addresses these needs, that prompting also a more tailored and also more efficient educational experience for both groups. So that was a really good report to understand the needs of the educators and also the students. From the educator parts, maybe I can mention to these two platforms that have valuable resources for the educators' users. So Intel and Twin Science offer various resources to assist educators in their task while they are designing their educational contents. So these materials not only teach AI concept to the students, but also help educators to integrate AI effectively into their daily routines. So maybe I can start with Twin Educator portal. As you know, if you participate to another webinar series, as you know, we have some content generators that can help teachers to create lesson plans, quizzes, worksheets, and also crafting images thanks to AI. And depends on your need, you can craft some educational resources to integrate to your classroom. Also, in SFI platform, educators can find lots of AI materials that are ready to use in the classroom. So we have two keynote speakers that will explain also in details these resources in the Intel platform, SFI platform, and Twin Educator portal. So maybe we can, before deep diving of these platforms, we can invite our first guest, Alex More. Please let me introduce Alex first. He is the Trust CPD lead at the Sherborne Area Schools Trust, and he is also a Twin ambassador teacher. We are really happy to host him. So he's currently leading the Tech for Good roadshows, empowering young minds to develop game-changing, future-proof STEM skills. So welcome, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening. Thank you for having me, and thanks for that introduction. Looking forward to chatting with you.
Thank you so much. We are really happy to host you. So what will we be discussing today, Alex?
We're going to be looking at AI and how it can really reduce teacher workload with some simple hacks and some stuff that I'm using because I'm a teacher. I'm active in front of kids, so time is really tight for us as teachers. So we're going to explore some ways that AI can really help us to maximize student learning, but also to save time. That's going to be our main focus.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm really excited to listen to you because I had a chance to listen to you before with your practical tips as educators that we can easily adapt to our lessons. So I'm really happy. So I'm leaving the stage to you.
Thank you very much. Right, I'll just set my screen sharing up. I'm going
Yeah.
to go for a few slides with you guys, and then I'm going to showcase some of the work on the twin site. So let's have a little look. Just check that you can see that okay? All
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Okay,
All good.
fantastic. So we're going to be talking just for 15 minutes about how AI can simplify daily operations. And as teachers, our daily operations range from planning lessons to marking work. And I've decided, because it's quite a short period of time, just to focus down on a few key bits. And as Bruce said, this is kind of me. This is what I do. So I look after teacher development. So I do a lot of training with teachers, lots on AI, but also lots on other different aspects of teacher development. But I'm also a teacher. I teach computing and I teach science, and I do a lot of STEM work. So I'm in front of children a lot. If you want to have a look at my profiles and what I do, there's a few QR codes just there. So the big things we're going to focus on today, I always like to start these sessions with a cheeky little hack, something that's useful and just saves so much time. And I used to dream when I was younger in teaching, when I was typing up notes from minutes and from lesson plans. Oh, I just wish technology could do it for me. And over the years, there's been a few clunky programs that have come out, but now that's really possible. So we're going to jump into that as a quick hack. Then the main bulk of what I'm going to look at is lesson planning, because that takes a great deal of teacher time. So how can we leverage AI to make lesson planning more streamlined and more effective, to give us more time to do the things in the evenings that we want to do? Because let's face it, as teachers, we don't want to be spending our evenings planning lessons, but we also can't just turn up the next day with nothing prepared, even if we're super experts in our subject area. So how can AI help us with that? I'm going to have a quick look at the challenge maker in terms of the Twin Science Portal's challenge maker. How can we use that to maximize outputs? And then very quickly at the end, I'm just going to have a bit of fun with the image generator, which is, if you use things like Bing Copilot, you'll be fairly familiar with this type of technology. All right, so first things first, and what I'll do is I'll do a live demo on ChatGPT actually, because this is something that sits outside of the the Twin portal. So this is something that you can use on Copilot, you can use on Bard, you can use on ChatGPT. I tend to use ChatGPT version 4, so the free version is 3.5, and this is revolutionizing my work time, because you can see there some notes for a recent session that I drew up with a colleague. And there's actually 5 pages of these. So if I was to type that up, even though I'm fairly quick at typing, that would probably take me half an hour. So that's half an hour of my life gone just typing stuff up. So what I'm starting to do is, and I encourage my colleagues to do the same, is you can see here, all I did is I took a screenshot on my phone. And actually, I have ChatGPT on my phone, and you can use the voice text as well. And it just takes your voice directly and it transcribes it into exactly what you're saying. So I'm starting to compose emails now using this. I'm getting the kids in lessons to use it, particularly those who need a bit more support to learn. But this particular one here, you can see that there's a screenshot. And then all I did is into ChatGPT, I said, just type this up. That's it. Look, type up these notes. And it is absolutely bang on. It even punctuates it. And I have a nice bullet point, concise record of my notes that I can copy and paste, stick on a document, and I'm away and I'm going. So that's kind of one of the hacks that I love to share with teachers, because they're so useful, and they're just quick. And AI can really help us make our time more precious, particularly in the evenings when we want to be hanging out with family members. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the Twin Science portal. Now they've developed this AI tools, and we're going to talk through that in just a moment. I'm going to showcase you a few elements, and I really like this. So I'm fortunate enough to get to look at a lot of AI platforms, and sometimes I find them a bit clunky. Sometimes I feel like they don't really do the things that you want them to do, particularly some of these PowerPoint generator AIs, which are quite funny. I put one in the other day for ecology, and it taught me about something to do with physics. And it was like, well, that's not really what I was looking for. And it always comes with a bit of a warning. Always check your content. For those of you that are familiar with literature, I recently did this to help my daughter with a book called Lord of the Flies. And there's 4 main characters in Lord of the Flies, and it only told me about 2 of them. So if I'm a kid accessing that, just bear in mind that it doesn't always tell you everything that you need from it. So let's dive in. Let's do a practical example. So this is, I've logged in already to the Twin portal, and it's so simple, intuitive. If you go halfway down, you see AI tools, and you can use a navigation bar to scroll back and forth and see what's capable. Now, we don't have time to look at all of these today. So like I said, I'm going to kind of focus the bulk of it at looking at the lesson planner. So when you click that, you come through to this page, and as you can see, it's pretty intuitive. Now, I made a few mistakes when I first used this because I started copying and pasting prompts in, and this is not the place to put prompts. So what I mean by prompts, guys, is these things. So looking at prompts, and actually Abreu's going to focus a bit on that later on. This is just for generating content. So I'm just going to put food chains in biology, just to give it a little bit of context as to which of the sciences I'm looking at. So that's my topic. Now, on the right hand side, you need to make sure you do the drop down menu and you filter the year group that you're going to be working with. So in this particular one, let's go for some 8th grade biology, and then you just hit generate. Now this will take 30 seconds to 60 seconds. So whilst it's doing that, I'll just kind of showcase another feature of this portal. On the left-hand side, you've got something called Assistant, okay? And when you click on Assistant, it allows you to put your prompts in. So this is where you can generate your prompts. So if I wanted to, here's another prompt that I use all the time for generating lesson plans. So I could just pop that into the portal. And that's where, if you use prompts, that's where you do your prompt stuff. But what I'm interested in doing is the content generator today. And I've clicked off that. Fabulous. There we go. So what I like about this is when you do it, it gives you an introduction, and this does look like ChatGPT. So if you look at kind of the format of how this is laid out, it does look like ChatGPT. You've got your bullet points, you've got your bold text. We're very familiar with that type of layout. But then what I like is automatically, without asking it to do so, because bear in mind, I just put in ecology for 8th grade kids in biology. That's all I put in there. It was able to give me a couple of learning objectives. So I spent a bit of time comparing these learning objectives to things in the UK, like the national curriculum, and something called BBC Bite Size, which a lot of teachers use as reliable ways to validate whether information is decent or not. And again, it gives you the materials. It gives you curriculum alignment, which I love. I think this feature is probably my most favorite thing because, as I said before, when you get AI that doesn't align with curriculum, it can be clunky and not particularly useful for teachers. And this is just something that Twin love. Twin Science are all about bringing sustainability into contact with science and STEM and coding. And that's one of the reasons I love working with them. And I love the fact that they've taken the time to put the SDGs on there as well, because a lot of teachers, particularly in the IB schools, are starting to focus their energies more on sustainable development goals. So that just gives you a little input. And then what you can do is you can obviously ship this stuff out. You can export it. You can copy and paste it. You can reconfigure it. And then you could also use the AI tool Assistant just to kind of fine tune that. So you might be thinking, great, Alex, but what does it actually, as a teacher, how reliable is this stuff? Well, what I did is I took the Twin portal's output on a topic about physics and wave motion and forces that I needed to be teaching. And Key Stage 3 in the UK, just to give you some sort of context, that's kids who are aged 11 to 14. And then I compared it to Bite Size and a national curriculum. And I'm delighted to say, as you can see on the right-hand side, there was a really high match ratio, which is unusual at the moment for AI. If you buy into an adaptive learning platform, then you will get a lot of this, but it will cost you money. So this is quite a game changer, I feel, in the business. I think it's really, really good. And I encourage you to go in and have a play. So the next thing I'm going to look at is a challenge maker. Now, very similar, again, very intuitive to use. And what I mean by intuitive is it's just super easy to generate content. So you can see here, I've got a challenge maker. This is a fairly new feature. And what I want to do today is I want to create a solar energy quiz or challenge. Actually, a challenge, not a quiz. I don't want to do a quiz. That's what I want to do. And I'm going to go for some slightly younger kids here. So I'm going to go for some 5th grade kids. And it gives you a few suggestions below that you can put in, like biomimicry. How cool is that? That's when like machines try and mimic nature, which is a really, really amazing types of things. And it gives you a few sort of suggestions. You can take them if you want. I'm just going to keep it as it is because it's fairly reliable. And I'm just going to punch that into the challenge maker. Now, when might we use this as teachers? Well, we're going to use it when we haven't got much time. Maybe we've got something called a cover lesson, which is when you have like 20 minutes notice that you're doing a lesson in a minute. And it might be with a topic or a year group you don't know. You might want to use it with new teachers to the profession to reduce their workload because they find it quite scary coming into teaching because it's pretty full on. If you're a teacher, you'll be able to resonate with how full on teaching is, particularly at the moment. So here we go. So it's come up with the solar oven challenge, which is pretty unique. Last time I posted this in, it came up with something different. So it gives you the materials, the steps, and again, you can fine tune this. You might copy and paste and export this, and you might think to yourself, actually, I don't agree with step 1 or step 3. And you can fine tune it. You can put your own stuff in there, just like with any sort of generative AI. And you can assign it as well, which means you can actually send it out as an assignment, a bit like Google Classroom. So I love that about the Challenge Maker. It's really effective. And it's just all that's happening here is I'm just saving my time. It's just making life really easy for me. So I can spend my time with my family, or I can really hone in on my teaching because the content is being helped massively. And as I said, there are lots of what we call prompt craft, lots of prompt frameworks out there. And I was just going to talk through one that you could use to generate lesson tasks. Now, it's always good to tell the AI your role. What grade do you teach? What subject do you teach? Because that allows it to fine tune. And remember, the way AI works is it narrows options through something called tokenization. It narrows things down. It's very good at narrowing things down. So actually, what you end up getting might be too narrow, and you might need to give it more instructions, which is why we've got the explicit instructions and the parameters. And you can really start to kind of fine tune it, saying, actually, I want 10 5-minute learning episodes. So going back to kind of the challenge maker, you could kind of prompt to say, actually, I want 3 different challenges about solar energy, and I want each of them to last 10 minutes. And then you just take that challenge off and you've got your content ready to go for your lessons. It saves you time. It's easy to use. It's not clunky like some technologies. And I'd encourage you to get on, have a play around with it. It's very, very easy to sort of to navigate, and just try some stuff in your classrooms. The best way to see if these technologies work and they actually have an impact on you and the kids is to try it with the kids. And I can tell you, I work with Twin Science all the time, and their content is first class. It's worth the investment in your time, and it's really accessible. So that's just a little bit of a whistle-stop tour, really, of the main aspects of the AI to kind of reduce workload. And I've run that through pretty quickly. So hopefully you've been able to take some notes. You've got some takeaways from the session, and that's proved useful. I'll just recap some of the kind of key elements of my talk, really, just to kind of fine tune where we are with things. So the bulk of what we're doing as teachers is lesson planning. It takes us time. We have to give thought. And I'm not saying that we need to outsource the thinking here. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But it will help you outsource the doing, that time consuming element of typing up notes when you can just scan them. And planning lessons takes so much energy because you want them to be good. You want them to be engaging. You want the kids to enjoy them. So what I'm saying, I guess, is AI is here now, and it's here to stay, and it's only getting better. And the Twin platform is a fantastic way to experiment with some of these ideas. So thanks for listening to me. That's my name. That's who I am. If you want to follow the work I do, please feel free to jump on, and I really look forward to listening to the rest of this session. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Alex. It was really practical tools that and also practices that you share with us. I really love the idea of the hack of scanning image, and
Yeah, it's a winner. It's
it's
such a
so
winner.
real.
Yeah, it is a winner. You've got to do it, guys. Save yourself time.
Yeah, I will try it just after our webinar because it takes time also to share all the notes, the typing and scanning. But it's a good hack, and I would like to also thank you to try and also share your best proven practice on the Twin Educator platform. As you mentioned, the accuracy and also the results of the accuracy for the curriculum alignment is hard to find nowadays because of the bias on the GPT tools and AI tools. So as you compare the results, that you also find out the accuracy is quite high because we are training our AI tool with the UK curriculum, IB curriculum, NGSS, CSTA. That's why the accuracy is quite high. So we are inviting all the teachers to also to try it and discover, as you mentioned, and use with their students to see all the good results, right?
Yeah. And just if I can go back on that that scan image, my handwriting is horrendous. So my wife always jokes about my handwriting is so messy, and it can even read that. So if it can read that, I think it's a winner.
No, I didn't think that, but I really like the idea. Thank you for sharing this tip with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. So let's go back to our second guest that we have Emmanuel from Intel Educator. So I would like to present first before inviting him. So Emmanuel is the product manager from Intel Skills for Innovation. So with over 10 years of experience in mapping high-level program strategies to tactical and operational success, he plays a pivotal role in integrating cutting-edge technology into educational environments. So Emmanuel also excels in aligning strategic vision with practical implementation and also ensuring that the educational leaders, administrators, and educators can effectively leverage and fully optimize the Intel SFI framework into their operational environment. So welcome, Emmanuel. How are you? You are muted. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Thank you so much to be here. Pleasure to be here. Hello,
we are
Ebru.
all good. We are really glad to have you today. I'm really excited for the new starter packs. Do you have any something new for us today?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yes?
yes. We have good news. So I will keep it towards the end of my presentation. But yes, we do have good news. Some fantastic news coming from Intel and then from Intel SFI also.
Amazing. We are really excited to hear you. So I'm leaving the stage to you.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen in a moment. Okay, we're going to go through a quick journey on the Intel SFI platform and how quickly and how it offers the AI and machine learning content that it has available on the Intel SFI platform. I really enjoyed the first keynote speaker because he underlined and underpinned one of the core reasons why the Intel Skills for Innovation exists. I'm a former educator myself, and I know the struggles that educators have, not just within the classroom environment, but also in the society as large, having to learn and to adapt these new tools that are fast coming up. And the pace at which these tools come up, it presents a challenge as to how do I effectively use this tool in the classroom, not just to learn, but also to apply, because as an educator, your actions have a long-lasting impact on your class. So it is very, very dear to the heart of Intel SFI, and it's exciting the direction the first keynote went, because we at Intel, we see the educator, we see the challenges, and then the Intel Skills for Innovation is positioned to assist the educator in their journey to be able to bridge the understanding and the application of relevant technology in the classroom. So today we're going to be focusing on some AI content on the Intel SFI platform. But before that, quickly, I would just want to go through the Intel SFI framework. It contains 7 key skill sets and mindsets: programming and coding, data science, modeling and simulation, artificial intelligence and machine learning, design thinking, and computational thinking. Now, and then all of these are wrapped up into social emotional learning. It is a holistic framework. We are, in this particular presentation, focusing on AI and machine learning, but do be aware that it is not in isolation. There are 6 other skill sets and mindsets that form together a very robust framework that helps the educator and also the classroom be able to implement teaching technology. Intel SFI is also a part of a bigger Intel initiative. I just want to quickly put this there for context. It is one of 3 of Intel's big AI digital readiness programs. So we have the AI for use, we have the AI for future workforce, and then we have the Intel Skills for Innovation. If you look at this, you would see how important Intel Skills for Innovation is in the heart of digital readiness for the future. Education begins in the classroom. It begins when the educators are equipped appropriately and sufficiently to pass on knowledge and information to the students, or pupils in this case. And it is a very essential part of the digital readiness program, but it is not in isolation to the other programs. So there is sort of a bigger picture to address here. Okay, let's take a bit of a deep dive to the available AI content on the Intel SFI platform. We'll start with starter packs. Now, the Intel SFI platform is broken into 2 broad categories. There are starter packs and there is the professional development courses. We're going to be going through the starter packs for now and the Intel and the AI related starter packs. But in general, there are over 80 starter packs in 20 languages. So it is a global community. It serves multiple countries, multiple language. It's self-paced. The hours are flexible. There is no strict timing. You can set out your own schedule as to when you want to complete it. And it is ready to support planners, schools, teachers to integrate skill building into their curriculum. We have ensured at Intel SFI to ensure that these starter packs are flexible enough to allow for curriculum mapping. So it is not to replace the existing curricula. No, it is to optimize and to supercharge your existing learning curriculum. What starter packs do we have on the Intel SFI platform that addresses AI? I would like to inform that there are over 19 AI relevant starter packs on the Intel SFI platform. These starter packs allows the educator to experience the use and real-time learning of softwares like AI Dungeon, which is a very interactive role-playing AI role-playing software. It can be used to create a scenario where an educator and their students perform storytelling using AI as a basis. Scratch is a very popular AI interactive graphical tool. We have Python, which is a scripting language. No worries, we're not informing anyone to learn how to develop a social media app on Python, but just enough to be able to make scripts and simple interactive messages. We have Pencil Code, Arduino, Zimo, Robotify, Chatteron, Weebot, and ChatGPT. ChatGPT has become very, very pivotal, very at the center of a lot of innovation in the AI space, and Intel SFI recognizes that, and there are 2 starter packs specifically targeting ChatGPT as a product. These starter packs allow the educator to, 1, gain a fairly comfortable level of familiarity with the product, with the concept of ChatGPT, and then 2, create scenario-based learning that an educator can repeatedly use to become comfortable learning it and also sharing that information in a classroom environment. Then we go to the professional development courses. I will come back to the AI starter packs later. Just want to jump to the professional development section quickly before we do a deep dive on one of the AI starter packs. Does Intel SFI provide AI learning also in the professional development courses? Yes, we do. But briefly, let me just go through what the PD courses are. The PD courses are a step-up model of 4 levels of transition educators from adapters of technology to Mentors of Upgrade Mindset. It is an immersive program. Again, this is at your own pace. However, to go through the professional development courses, it would be encouraged to make out time to decide how you want to schedule going through the program. But this can be done at your own pace. It provides over 80 plus hours of content in 6 different languages. So it is quite global in its approach. And the ultimate goal of the professional development program is to take an educator from a place of familiarity and comfort with certain technological concepts to a place where they become and they are seen as mentors of a technological move. That way they become sort of champions of the 4th industrial learning processes. In the PD courses, it addresses AI specifically in some of its courses and specifically in some of its modules. It has 2 key areas within the SFI content that it has mapped to AI learning. It is in the 3rd line here, the third row, level 3, course 3. This particular course is essentially a deep dive into AI and its integration in the classroom environment. You would do well to avail yourself some time to check it out, and it will do you good. And then there's also a courselet within that course that is used to generate ideas for teaching AI in the classroom. Okay, I will go back to the Intel SFI Starter Pack by showing a deep dive into an example of the AI Starter Pack available on the Intel SFI platform. Just give me a moment. Let me quickly share that. Okay. This is the SFI Starter Pack AI role-playing ChatGPT. If you are on the Intel SFI platform, you should be able to locate this file by coming to the Starter Pack section and then scrolling down to look for it, or you can click on the search and then type ChatGPT to search out the particular content, but that's for another time. Briefly, this Starter Pack it presents an opportunity for the educator to see how ChatGPT can be used to role play in a classroom environment. It is a very engaging, a very interactive Starter Pack item, and we will strongly encourage that you make yourself avail this particular Starter Pack. It introduces the concept of ChatGPT as a general topic and also allows the educator to role play using the instructions within the Starter Pack. It is quite downloadable. It is a small file. So you select the language you'd like to use. And when you click on the language, it begins a download. The only software requirement it does require is you have a ChatGPT account. So to be able to use this, you would have to have an OpenAI ChatGPT account to do so. It is an online tool and it is free. So you can just have that in another browser, and then you open the Starter Pack and then go through the exchange in the Starter Pack to make yourself avail of this particular Starter Pack. Yeah. Still in the conversation of Starter Packs and AI, Intel SFI has provided 2 Starter Packs that focuses on ChatGPT specifically. So Pathos, Logos, and Ethos, and then the AI role-playing ChatGPT, which I just shown earlier. Pathos, Logos, Ethos is similar to one of the ideas that the first keynote speaker spoke about, using text and image to create and then AI learning to create some sort of deliverable content. So pathos, logos, ethos, the goal of this starter pack is to create an experience where the educator and the student create persuasive advertisements that features pathos, logos, and ethos techniques. Before I go to the good news, I would like for everyone who's on the call to make themselves available on the Intel SFI platform. I will be sharing the Twin SFI access code, and it will be good to have you join the Intel SFI platform from the website. We have good news coming from Intel SFI. In keeping step with the changes in the AI environment and the upgraded machine learning, Intel SFI is bringing the AI PC starter pack in Q3. We are at the finalizing stage of these starter packs, and these starter packs will give simple, easy to implement, but still completely immersive experience of AI learning in the classroom. These starter packs, I am very excited because they were created for the educator in mind. And we're just going to show, I'm just going to show the titles of the starter packs, not going into details, but these starter packs will provide the educator and the classroom environment with the unique opportunity of learning how AI can create and allow for learning of AI tools within the classroom using the AI PC. Intel, as you know or should know or would to find out, has created a whole brand of AI PCs, and in keeping step with Intel's AI initiative, Intel SFI has created at first these 3 starter packs. This is the first of 3. More is coming: the Alchemy of Sound, the Palette of the Planet, and the Story Copters. These 3 starter packs take concepts from sound engineering to graphical design to Blender, which is a bit of MR, mixed reality, and storytelling. It is exciting, and I would like you to look forward to this coming from Intel SFI. Well, to round up, we have a very large operational footprint across the globe, so you are certain to get top-notch support from over 55 countries, 20 languages, partner organizations. We have well over 65K teachers who are engaged, and we are here available to support you at any time you'd like to. This is the call to join the Intel SFI platform. You can do so by going to www.skillsforinnovation.intel.com and then use the registration code TWINSFI to do so. Thank you for joining us for this. Really appreciate this. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share with you about our upcoming events and our upcoming products on Intel SFI.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. It was really lots of good news from your side. I am really curious about the 3 new starter packs for AI PC. And especially, I really want to see the palette of the planets, which has some Photoshop skills also, right?
I agree. We had some initial feedback from educators, and they are quite excited about it. The simplicity, how easy is it to go through it? So we are excited also about it.
I'm glad to hear that. I know that it will be all really qualified content to use, ready to use for Q4 for teachers for their semester. So I also appreciate all the SFI team for their operational footprints in all around the world. In education, you have lots of successful contents in the SFI platform, and you are helping to educators to integrate technology to their classroom. So it was really useful to see the details of the content.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. We're glad to be here.
Thank you so much. thank you to all guests for today. So I will just keep exampling some prompting. But before mentioning our prompts, practical tools that we can use on the Twin Educator platform, maybe I can start with a little bit talk about effective prompting, because it's also really important to understand the details of effective prompting. As you know, we can have some good results by just typing the first example, which says, okay, like a lesson plan about multiplying fractions for the 5th grades. But we know that we need some details for further, just typing more details what we need. To detail it, we can start by giving to AI its role. So we can explain that it should act like an expert mathematician and also a teacher skill in designing engaging learning experience for upper elementary students. So if we give these details to the prompt and to AI, it will give me a better result, as we know. But what is the best version of detailing? So we should give the details of its role and what we expect from the lesson plan. So imagine that you are planning a lesson plan with lots of student-led activities, or maybe one group activity and one how can I say, the project maybe at the end of the class. So assigning a project. So you should give some details to the prompt, what you are expect from this lesson plan, and also some details about the students level, and also the difficulty of the subject. So it will always help to understand AI, your expectation. Then the results always will be more effective. So once we explain the effective prompting, maybe I can give you some examples to use on while you are at the end of the semester, maybe before the summer break. You would need some rubrics to evaluate your students' projects, or you will save more time by automating grading system. And also you can give your students some feedbacks by using these kind of prompts. So let's start with the first prompt to practice together. So we will basically copy this prompt to Twin Educator portal AI assistant. We will come here to our Twin Educator portal. Then I will go to the assistant and I will just type or copy paste our prompt. So what it says, let's read first. So we will give the role, act as an experienced middle school science teacher. Then we will explain what we are waiting from them. So the actionable feedback with expertise in using generative AI in the classroom. So we are asking a 4-point rubric for the 6th grade science class. So we know which rubric, it knows which rubric we want and how many points we need. So it's all the details, the necessary details of the instruction when we have at the prompt. We can now explain the assignment details. So like take into account the rubric that students were allowed to use generative AI for initial brainstorming, defining their ideas and creating imaginary. So include a criteria on the appropriate citing also of generative AI using MLA format. So imagine you are adding all the details that you would need in the rubric. So it will all be easy to evaluate in the end when you have this rubric. So let's try together, copy and pasting this prompt. So we will have 4-point rubric with each, for each part, we can have percentage or also maybe 1 point. So it will divide at 4, and in detail, it explain me all the necessary evaluation criteria to evaluate it. Once we have the rubric, we can keep chatting with Twin AI assistant with some of the example of our students, for example, their presentation. It's a text-based chat, so we can maybe copy the presentation of our students in a text base. So we will go to the results and we will just from here, I will take one example of my students. Here you can see the homework. For example, one of my students from the 6th grade give me this presentation. I will just copy the text of the speech and also the presentation text. it's a science subject, and I ask from him to explain me in presentation like about interaction of the sound of with matter. So I will use the 4-point rubric, right? So I will copy the homework from here to see the results. Just yeah, here. I will copy it, and then I will go to my chat to evaluate it. So let's say evaluate this presentation of my student. So I will say title, and this one is below. So let's see, depends on this rubric, it will give me some results and details to use for my students' presentation. So as you see here, normally evaluating grading takes time, and also using an effectively a rubric, being fair, and also making it as effective as possible and as quick as possible always take time. So as you see here, it gives all the scores by explaining also the feedback. So it also helped me to give some feedback to my students and reasoning why I am giving this results to him. So for the MLA format, as I didn't cite anything in this text, it doesn't give me the score. So I would like to show you if also the accuracy is really important. If you don't give anything related to that topic, it won't give any point for it for nothing. So it will give me all the feedback reasons to explain the scores. So my result is here. So as you see, you can imagine grading like 40 students in total, for example, takes time. So you can come here, give your rubric to the Twin AI, then you will ask for text-based, some maybe paperwork, some essays that you assign to your students. You can use Twin AI for evaluate and grade your students. So for what reasons we can use also Twin AI or general AI bots? For maybe writing, typing monthly or yearly newsletters. As you know, at the school, sometimes as educators, we had a chance to share our experience during a month, what we did with our students, and sent as a newsletter to administration or to the parents to show also our best works and good works with a collaboration with students. So maybe you can also copy and use this prompt at Twin AI, a chatbot, to see a brief information about summarizing the notable project during the year that you did with specific subject, specific topic that you studied during that month or that year. So for example, at the end of the year now, you can just try it and explain what you did quickly with the bullet points at AI. So it will give you a good result of newsletter for the use to send to your parents. So let's try another one, the professional development ideas. As we are at the end of the year, before the summer break, maybe we will have some like 2 weeks to brainstorm some professional development ideas, maybe to use now at the end of the semester, maybe for the back to school week. Maybe as teachers, as department, our department needs some professional development. So we can come here and use this prompt to inspire from the ideas. Let's use it together to see the results. For example, I will share all the prompts that I have here. So let's try this one, the professional development ideas. Once you click here, it will delete all the history of chat. So we will start again with this role and see. It will give me five ideas because at the prompt I asked for 5 ideas for the presentation. So, and it's related with technology. It's more focused on technology use and digital literacy in the classroom. So it will help to inspire you for good ideas to use with your colleagues, with your department, with teachers. So you can just come here and see the good results for inspiration. So it gives me digital literacy, navigating the modern classroom that can help to the teachers also. It's really important, digital literacy nowadays. And also some tech tools for teachers. Empowering education is a good idea. Integrating technology into the lesson plan. Maybe we can ask more detail for this result. For example, I really want to use this one, the third one, but by saying that, give me more details about the third one. So it will explain me, give more ideas for this topic if I really like the idea. So now it creates me the outline of the presentation. So if I am the keynote speaker or I am the host of that presentation, so I can come basically here and also see the outline of my presentation to inspire. Maybe I won't use it directly, but it will definitely inspire me to prepare some good webinars, good trainings for my colleagues, for my friends. So it gives me also the minutes, how long it will take to explain, and also some group work activities. It's a really good idea to be active on the trainings while we are sharing some knowledge. So also it's pretty cool to use this prompt. So what we can do at the summer break, we have some time to think and have rest, but when we come back, maybe we have some new colleagues that also start to work with us. And imagine you are a head of department or you are an experienced teacher. So maybe as a team building activity and creating a team building activity, you can use this prompt not only for your colleagues, but also for students. You can generate some good ideas to create. So let's try it to see the team building activities. So I will just delete this history, then I will just copy the prompt. And as it says, you are an expert instructional designer skills at designing engaging bonding activities. So we are asking for school for the first day of the school. So it will give me some good results to do as workshop or as a new activity for our team building. We can do it, as I mentioned before, with our colleagues, or I can specify not for teachers, but for students. So it will give me some good ideas, also like a team building activity for newcomers. So we have pretty cool ideas. As you see, maybe the Escape the Classroom Challenge, Cultural Potluck, and also Professional Development Plan Workshop, some 2 truths. I really like this one as an icebreaker because I really use that also in my classrooms, 2 truths and 1 lie. So they will understand which one is lie and what others are, if others are true or not. So it's really fun. So you can inspire from TV&AI chatbot because it's tailored for teachers. So all the outcomes that is generated from here always will be a good results because we train our chatbot to help and support our teachers. So the results always will be more relevant in education. So it will always have some good inspiring results while you are generating and using these prompts. So let's go back to another activity, maybe the last one. We can say like classroom management. So imagine yourself as a new teacher or you're an experienced teacher, but you had a tough group this year and you don't want to experience the same for the next year. So maybe you have some difficult situation during the classroom management. So you can take some advice for different subjects. So let's use this one and see what gives me as an idea. So all the results you can see here, the chat history, it gives me and store for me all the search that I did, but I will just go now for the new search by copying and pasting my prompt. So as you see during the 7th grade math classroom, you had some issues that's occurring a lot of time. So you need some strategies to handle it. So as an inspiration, you can come here and ask for some advice explaining the situation, you can add some more details, specific details after these results, or you can add to your prompt to the specific problem. If you have some problematic situation that repeats a lot in your classroom, so you are not sure to how to handle it, so you can basically come here to the AI assistant to explain the situation, and it will give you some instruction. Let's start with the first one. It says to establish clear expectation. It's really important to explain our expectation from the students, and also the model ideal behaviors, that we are the role models for them. And also the practice transition is really quite important. And positive reinforcement is nowadays we notice the importance of it a lot, quite a lot. We try to practice a lot, because we know that how can we help them and how we can support them positively. So it's also quite crucial for teachers. Visual timers and minimize distractions, which is really important in the classroom. If we have repeating the same situation with because of some distractions, so we can eliminate it. And interactive transition, we can give some roles to make it more active into the classroom, to not the chaos that students to the discipline problem or management problem at the classroom. So quite good stuff. These prompts are tailored and crafted for teachers, and we also always using and actively regenerate them and develop them always, because it's a continuous learning. AI never ends, and it's a recent new technology that develops a lot, and the prompts and the results are always developing. So come here, discover TVN Educator portal as teachers. Don't think always you are crafting content with this one, but AI assistant is also like ready to support you in any case. So I hope you would like this when you discover. You can use all the prompts that I prepared and also the example. So you can create your own results to see, and you can add your prompt. So that was the quick overview of the TVN Educator platform. Thanks to my two guests, we had the chance to see the details of the SFI platform, starter packs, and also some practical tips, best proven practice, thanks to Alex at TVN Educator portal. I hope you like it. We wish you a really great summer break. You deserve it. So we hope to see you again for the new semester. So see you soon. Thank you.